Alright, folks, and we are live at Sherman Ray, Black Success Magazine, the podcast, and we are live all over the place. That was quite the adventure just now, because we did things just a little different that time. But welcome to the show day. We come to you each and every day of the week, Monday through Friday, about 8:30 in the morning. I think we might be starting a little early today, but that's all right. We'll stall a little bit. Maybe I'll sip on a little bit of coffee or something like that. But we are live this morning, right from Las Vegas, Nevada. And today we're going to talk a little bit about how to work from home and get things done. This is probably going to be one of the most useful shows that we're going to do. And I want to thank you all for being a part of the show, especially you folks on YouTube, and that you've been with us from the very beginning on this stuff, and it's been very, very cool. Looks like we've got a little bit of technical things going on here on Facebook, but it's all good. We're up and running again, and working from home. This is probably one of the toughest things that most of us have to do, especially when COVID has hit. Oh shoot! So I'm going to do something really quick here, because this is going to be actually one of the things that we're going to be talking about.
Las Vegas.
Whoops. Here about working from home. In order to get things done, you've got to be disciplined. You've got to get some things done, and the only way you're going to get them done is by being very, very, very disciplined. Because there's just so many distractions from home. You'd think it'd be easy. To sit at home and get things done. You've got everything you need. You've got your refrigerator, you've got the bathroom, you've got your kids, you've got the dogs, you've got everything that is going to try to prevent you from getting things done. But we're going to talk today about 7 tips on how to work from home and get things done. It's brought to you by Black Success Magazine. We are really working really hard to try to get the magazine up and running. We had a lot of setbacks this year, as many of you probably know, and biggest setbacks have really come from COVID. I mean, it's been one of those things that's just really hit everybody hard, and you're having to move back and forth trying to get things done. But it is what it is. But if you stick around, folks, we've got some things at the end of the show. We've got some special bonuses as always. So we'll be with you for from about 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Then we'll probably save the last couple of minutes for some bonus stuff that I hope will bless your socks off. So let's talk about the 7 tips on how to work from home and get things done. Really, really important. First thing, pick a dedicated room. And I actually tried to pull this up, and I'm probably not going to be able to bring it up. But if in order to work from home, you've got to have a designated spot. This isn't like, I'll pick the couch today, or I'll pick the bedroom today, or I'll pick the kitchen or something like that. You really have to have a dedicated workspace. In my situation right now, because we can't go into an office, I have a dedicated home office that I use each and every day, and it is dedicated to doing what I have to do every day. And one of the things, the reason why you do that is because you want to remove every obstacle that you have from being successful. When I was a foreman, I was an electrician for many years. And one of the things that I would do is I would tell my guys, I would say, look, we have to get this particular building built, okay, or this particular project built. I'm going to get you all the information you need in one place, so you don't have to go anyplace. You just don't have to go running all over the place trying to get this piece of material or that piece of material. And you've got to do the same thing with your home office. Bring all the stuff that you need into your workspace, so you don't have an excuse to go out into the living room, or you don't have an excuse to go outside. You don't have an excuse to go, this, that. If you can have a bathroom inside of your office, that's really what you want to have. In my particular office, I've got everything. I've got everything I need here pencils, pens, copier, computers, lights, because you can see my lights here. Here, I even have my bicycle here in the background. So those are some of the things you want to have with you all the time. Number 2, schedule office time. This is probably even more important than the location of where you're going to be at. Is you really need to schedule a time that you're going to be in the office. And why do we say that? Well, because if you don't, you won't be able to fit things into that particular time. I know that my day starts at about 8:30 in the office. Okay, and I want to be very specific about that. Is my day starts way before that, but my office time starts 8:30 to 5 o'clock. That's it. I mean, I'm here solid 8:30 to 5 o'clock in the morning, getting things done. And the only reason why I would leave this space is if I have a meeting or I have a Zoom meeting or something like that, or I take a break or something like that. But you've got to actually schedule time that you are going to be in your office. Just like you would, don't make it any different than what would happen if you were going to work at your boss's office someplace, in the city or someplace, wherever your office may be at. If your normal office times are 9 to 5, then guess what? 9 to 5 is when you want to do it. Those are the productive times. You let everybody know, and we're kind of dovetailing on to the next one, but everybody knows that this is when you're going to be working. So, it's not like, I can leave to go do this errand, or I can leave for that, or, you don't do that. It just doesn't work that way. You actually have to be all over this, and really work this like it's a regular job, which dovetails into the next point. Let everyone know that this is your office time. In my home, I still have young adults that live here at the house, and they know that if I'm here in my office and my door is closed, which it is right now, it probably means I am working on something. And literally nothing happens at the time that I'm here. And it's not as though anybody's not awake, because people are awake in the house 8:30 in the morning. But they know that right now I am working. Okay, I'm not just kind of diddling around reading in a newspaper, or watching TV or something like that. I just don't do that. In order for you to get things done, and you're working at home, everybody needs to know that nothing has changed. Okay, only your proximity has changed. Only your location has changed. Only where you actually work from has changed. The same thing if you worked, if you went over to a Starbucks, or probably not Starbucks, but one of those coffee joints. People know that when you come in the door, even when the baristas know you're coming in the door, they know you're coming in there to work. You're not coming there to talk, and that's that. In that way, your brain will start thinking, "Oh my gosh, this is work time. This isn't playing around time. This is actually work time." Let's go on to point number 4. So, from time to time, what happens is that you will have distractions in your home. My job is I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a motivational coach. I run a business chamber of commerce. So my mindset has to be focused, going a certain direction. I cannot focus on negative things. I can't focus on things that are not going to be uplifting, that kind of thing. So, but from time to time, life happens. And what I do in order to block out everything that's around me from distracting me from being uplifting and thinking positive thoughts is I'll play music. And I know what channel it's going to be on in my cable system. And so I will play jazz music, because that's really what gets me motivated. It keeps me motivated and keeps me, going real cool and stuff like that. And hopefully nobody can hear my chair squeaking here. But if there is a distraction that is going to mess up your flow, then play music in the background. because that's something that will break up that distraction and it will get you focused. And even if you have to wear headphones, and sometimes that's really what I've had to do also on occasion, when things just get too loud outside, and even though everyone knows I'm working, there's still things still happen. The neighbors will go by, or trash trucks, or whatever. The gardener's out there and he's doing his thing, which he does from time to time. I will have to put headphones on with my music on, and it gets me out there, and it gets me back in here, because that's really where I've got to focus. I've got to really focus on what I'm doing, because if I don't focus, I'm just not going to get anything done. There's just no way. Number 5, take scheduled breaks. Okay, take scheduled breaks. So no one can just work 8 hours. It's just unproductive, and eventually you're going to start zoning out, and it really makes it very tough to work that way. So take a scheduled break, whether it be every 10 minutes, whether it be every half hour. For me personally, I take a break, every couple of hours, because I get involved in things, and it takes a while. Once the creative juices start flowing, I don't want them to stop. So I have to keep flowing, and then I will stop at noon. So like right now, I start at 8:30 in the morning. I will work till about noon, actually a little bit before noon, because I've got things at noon. So I'll stop right before noon, and I will take a break. I take a good break, and I'll get up from the desk, and I will go out, and I will actually go outside. So physically, I will remove myself from the room, and I will go take a walk, or I'll get out of the house some way or another, but I won't physically be here in the office. And it just gives my mind the time to just kind of detach, and just kind of mellow out a little bit. And then after that time's over with, I can come back, I've had my cup of coffee, and that maybe even stop by and say hello to the neighbor, as he's, because I've got a neighbor who does, he works from home also, and we, stop by and say hello, how's it going, that kind of thing, and that works out great. Okay, but definitely build in a break for yourself as you're working during the day. Now, some of you might have really intensive, work that you're having to do at home, and you might just say, okay, I'm going to take a break every 15 minutes or so, every 15-20 minutes. There's no one size fits all, but what you do need to do is you need to build in breaks throughout the day, however works for you. Just know this: when you take a break, add another 15 minutes onto it, because it's going to take 7 minutes for you to stop, 7 minutes for you to get back in it, or somehow or another, there's always that little lag time between you getting finished and you getting started again. Okay, so just know that you're going to build that in. So no, you're not going to take an hour-long break. Okay, hour-long breaks just generally don't work. Okay, because that hour-long break generally stretches into an hour and a half, 2 hours. Okay, so I'm going to give myself 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is, whatever works for you. Just build that in for yourself. So I really want to appreciate let folks know that we really appreciate you being a part of the show today. This is Sherman Ray, Black Success Magazine podcast. We are talking about 7 tips on how to work from home and get things done. If you like what you're hearing on the show today, really, we do this podcast Monday through Friday, about 8:30 in the morning to about 9ish or so. And we will actually post a link to the podcast, so if you like to hear, if you want to just take my voice, my dulcet tones with you on the road, I really appreciate that. I mean, it's kind of funny to even think about it. Someone wants to take my voice with them. But if it's more convenient for you, just download the podcast. I'll leave a link for you below on Facebook. And also, we actually have this on our website at blacksuccessmagazine.com, and you can just take it with you. Okay, this will actually be season 3 already. Can you believe that? Oh my God! Yeah, things have really progressed a lot in the show. But we're in season 3 now of the show, and like I said, we come to you Monday through Friday, 8:30 to about 9ish in the morning. And so today we're on number 6 right now, on how to get things done working from home. which is, like I said, it's the biggest thing right now. It's and I've been doing it for a long time now, working from home, and have been able to make some remarkable connections and to build some really great things. And even before I did, what I'm doing this year, I've worked from home before, and once again, it just takes discipline. It's just a different way of doing things, but it takes discipline, and you've got to be very focused on what you're doing. Because if you don't focus on it, you're just not going to get anything done. There's just too many distractions out there. And speaking about distractions, number 6. Okay, I have our 7 things. And as we were saying before, you stick around a little bit to the end, folks. We've got a little bonus for you, and then we'll share that with you a little bit later. Avoiding distractions. Okay, number 6. Avoid distractions like the phone, the TV, the internet, Facebook. Okay, this is one of the biggest things. I generally will go on Facebook really early in the morning to post something, and then maybe at some point during the day I will post something, but I'm generally not just on the internet, social media, just to be on social media. Okay, it's a rabbit hole. Now, for you folks that are watching us on Black Success Magazine, the podcast, you have a reason to be watching us. Okay, you're here to get your daily dose of juice, inspiration, and then you'll get going with your day. Okay, but if you're working from home, just going on the internet is a big no-no. It's probably, and that's why a lot of businesses actually they will make it so, and they have your IT guy make it so that you cannot get on the internet. Okay, there's a reason for that, because it is too easy. It's a rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole that you'll start going on, and before you know it, you're channel surfing, right? You're channel surfing, and you might start on YouTube. You might say, "Oh, I like that," and then before you know it, 3 hours have gone by. You've watched and then you have no idea even reason why you watched that. Okay, you'll go from YouTube, you'll go to Instagram, you'll go to this place, that place, Snapchat, all that stuff. Avoid distractions. Many of you saw when we first started the show, I have my TV on in the background. Okay, I have my remote here, and that TV never is on during the day. Okay, it's really early in the morning when I do my workout, because I watch a little bit of news in the morning. But during the day, no, it's just not going to be on. Okay, and it's not even background music. Okay, I don't. If I'm listening to music, it's because I'm trying to drown out something that might be outside of the room. Okay, but generally it's not on during the day, so I can just turn around and watch it. Okay, because your 5 minutes of watching the TV turns into 15, 20, 30. Before you know it, you've got a bag of popcorn, you've got soda pop, and you're just watching TV. And you've got nothing done. So you've got to have a clear plan of what you're going to do. Avoid those distractions. Avoid the obstacles or excuses you have for not getting things done. Okay, and that's probably one of the biggest things. If I'm watching TV and I know I've got something done, it is too easy to say, "Oh, I'll do it again tomorrow," or "I'll do it tomorrow." Okay, because you won't do it tomorrow. You'll do exactly the same thing you do. Train yourself to do what you need to do. Okay, for me, 8:30 in the morning. I know from 8:30 to 9 o'clock-ish, I'm going to do the podcast, and it's the amazing thing about doing something like this and regimenting yourself is after 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks, you look back and you go, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I got all that done." Well, 2012, I did over 200 videos. I mean, really, 200 videos in 2012. And the reason why I did that is because every morning I had a set schedule of things I was going to do, and part of it was doing a video. Okay, it took me that much time to do the video, it took me that much time to do the editing, and I got done. Now, what would have happened if I would have gotten distracted and said, "Well, maybe today I won't do this," or maybe tomorrow I'll, maybe I'll play with my phone or whatever it is. I would have never gotten any of that done. Okay. If you're working from home, there's no difference. It's too easy to be distracted by people and by the internet, especially by the internet, and so you definitely don't want to get into that habit. All right, and number 7, of the 7 tips on how to work from home and get things done. Check your emails and compartmentalize your tasks. Okay, compartmentalizing your tasks. Okay, this is probably one of the most important things because I know a lot of us have these questions. We're going, well, what about my emails? Okay, emails are other people's agendas for your life. Okay, emails once again are other people's agendas for your life. They're somebody else's agendas. So don't be so hung up on checking your emails all the time. Okay, check your emails for a reason. Okay, not just to look down the 200 emails that you have. Okay, I get probably 100 emails a day at least. And they're generally stuff that I spend a lot of time unsubscribing things. It's like, oh gosh, sent me this stuff again. Okay, I'm looking for specific things that are going to advance where I'm going. Okay, if they don't fit into where I'm going in life, then I'm probably going to just get rid of them. Okay, so check your emails early in the morning. Find out if any of those are working in your favor, if they fit into where you want to go in life, and then as you're planning your day, you can compartmentalize what you're doing during the day. Okay, if you schedule your week in advance, like many people do, we all have calendars now, then you can take those emails and go, okay, guess this fits in there, this fits in there, this fits in this part of the week, and compartmentalize your day. You don't always have to do one thing all day long. Personally, I do 3 things during the day. Okay, I have a morning routine for morning things that I do that I've got to get done. I have a midday track of things that I'm going to get done, and then I have an afternoon track of things that I've got to get done. So I'm doing 3 different things, but they all fit into compartments in my life. Okay, it's Black Success Magazine to this part of my day. It's the Black Business Chamber of this day, and then it might be something that I'm working on personally for me personally during this time of the day. Okay, so I compartmentalize things during the day, and that's how I get things done. But I'm not going to just check my emails and check them all day long. No, we're not going to do that. Okay, because and many of you have notifications on your email that says look at me, look at me, look at me. Okay, turn that off. Just turn it off. Okay, because it will ding, ding, ding all day long. Because people have agendas that they want for your life, and that's their agendas for your life. You just can't live that way. So those are my 7 tips. 7 tips on how to get things done if you're working from home. And once again, you've just got to be very disciplined in what you do. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's not like you have to think about it. Okay, you really have to be very, very diligent on what you're doing, or it just won't work. It really won't. I said that I would give you a bonus. Okay, and I'm going to do it. Okay, all right. So I'm going to go through this very quickly. Matter of fact, I'll give you 2 tips on this. Okay, there's actually 7 tips on this, but I'm going to give you 2 of the tips on how to concentrate better in a toxic work environment. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 of those very quickly. Okay, because many of us work in a toxic work environment. And, you've got people that are just kind of doing this, that, and the other thing. You kind of, it's like, how do I get away from these people? My gosh. And I won't tell you the stories about people who tell me stories about this, but I know that there are people who work in toxic work environments, and how do you do it? Okay, how do you get out of that? Okay, how do you just clear your mind of that? So number 1, don't get sucked into it. Okay, don't get sucked into it. It is too easy to, what they say is misery loves company. Okay, misery loves company. And somebody says, oh, you know what, I've got this leaking salve thing, and you go, yeah, I got the same thing too, look, and you're jumping into bed with this, not that we are not feeling bad for people, okay, it's not that at all, okay, not that we're not sympathetic, but you do not want to get involved in those conversations, okay. Yes, we all have owies and drippies and everything else. Okay, that's fine. Maybe just nod and go, yeah, wonderful. Okay, but don't get involved like saying, yeah, you got a bad thing happening, I got a bad thing happening too. Okay, don't get sucked into that. Okay, or if somebody comes up to you and they say, you know what, did you hear about blankety blank person? And you go, yeah, I heard about them too, and you jump into that conversation. No, don't do that. Okay, just kind of back away, tippy toe back, make an excuse. Oh, my watch is ringing. Oh, but you may not even be wearing a watch. Okay, but they get the hint. Okay, you're not going to get sucked into that conversation. Okay, number 2, and this is probably going to be the hardest one. Okay, become a beacon of positivity. I'm a beacon of positivity in your work environment. There are a couple of people in my life that are just very, very positive people, and one of them is actually my daughter, my middle daughter, Brittany, and she is a compulsively happy child. Okay, love to have her around because she's just always very positive, and you need to aspire to be that person in your work environment. Be that person that's always like, hey, how's it going, everybody? Gosh, love the sky is turning blue, the sun's shining, yeah, when you come in the door, you're always wearing the bright colors, hey, how's it going, guys? Hey, I guess, and nothing's going to get you down. Okay, nothing's going to get you down. You will. There's a thing called the law. Is it called the law of attraction? You will tend to attract people and situations that are very positive if you are that guy, okay, or you are that gal, and you are that positive person, okay. But if you are that negative person that's always like, well, guess what? You're going to attract those kind of people because misery loves company, okay. Misery loves company. I said I was only going to give you 2, but I'm going to give you one more, okay, one more tip on how to be positive in a toxic work environment. Okay, number 3, stay away from toxic people. Just stay away from them. Okay, I have even done that on Facebook. If I've got toxic people who are on Facebook, I've unfriended them. Okay, it has nothing to do with anything else. It's just for me. I need a positive influence in my life, and if I'm hearing negative things all the time, I'm just not there, because my whole thing is delivering positive thoughts and content to you. And how can I do that if I'm feeding a negative mindset in me? You just can't do it. So stay away from those toxic people. If they, and funny thing about it is negative people like to go around positive people because they want them to be like them. They want them to be negative. So it might be tough for you to hide all the time from somebody, but as best you can, stay away from that person. And if need be, go to HR and say, hey, HR, I can't be around this person. There's just no way. Move my desk, move me out of that department, but I cannot do this. And you've got to do it for your own mindset. Okay? All right. That was it, folks. I really appreciate you guys being a part of the show today. If you like us on YouTube, subscribe to our page. Okay, subscribe to our channel and just keep us encouraged. And leave me a comment at the bottom of this video. If you like us on Facebook, like our page, share this video, and even like I said, I will post the link to the podcast in another hour or so, and you can actually share that, take that with you wherever you go. If this has been a blessing to you, folks, I encourage you to email me at blacksuccessmagazine@gmail.com, blacksuccessmagazine@gmail.com, and say, hey, Sherm, thanks a lot for being a ray of sunshine, positivity in my day. Okay? Folks, this has been Sherman Ray, Black Success Magazine, the podcast. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. And thank you, folks. We will see you again tomorrow, 8:30. Bye-bye.